So now, when it comes to the holiday season, why are brands failing at email, SMS, and CRM? If it's such a critical channel and so important for the holiday planning season for Q4, why are brands failing at it? Well, number one, most brands are focused on selling their stuff and not on developing, nurturing, or personalizing a relationship. They're just talking at people. And when it comes to marketing, you need to be excellent at listening, active listening. Someone adds an item to their cart, you listen, you send them a reminder. Someone browses an item on their store, you listen, and you send them an email, you send them a note. Guess what? You forgot about this, or here's something you may also like. Treat it like as if you're in the store. Treat it as personalized, as if you're in the store, right? You want to have a personal relationship. Oh, I see you're looking at this. Why don't you come check out these out? These are great too. This is what you may be interested in. What color is it in? What size is it? And it gives you that kind of very personalized approach. But brands prefer to talk at people, right? They just go, I got something to sell. I'm just going to talk at people and just send them an email, send them an email, send them an email. That's not the way to win. That's why brands fail at it, right? That's number one. Number two, a lot of brands, like you said, if you have something to sell, you're just going to constantly message people. That's a batch and blast approach. They're just going to do a send emails out. I got to make my quota, got to make my goals for the month, and just spray and pray. Just hope something sticks, right? So that's where they fail at it, because a lot of people unsubscribe from those. You're not talking to someone correctly. If I'm looking at something else, I'm not interested in hearing about if I'm interested in a red car, I'm not interested in hearing about your blue moped, right? It's not the same. Don't do a batch and blast approach. That's because that's how you fail. A lot of business owners also project their own email experience on results. Oh, email, it's dead. It doesn't work. I get too many emails. My inbox is flooded. So they project their own experience on everyone else's, and they can have 2,000, 10,000, a million, 2 million, 10 million subscribers on the list, projecting their own experience on 10 million people. That's a big jump. And that's why they fail at it. They also put zero focus on learning and A/B testing, right? They don't know what's working. They don't know what's not, right? They see that, oh, I sent an email and it didn't work. That must mean it's terrible. Yet I sent an email the other day and it seemed to work. So I don't know, it's crapshoot, no one knows, because they don't test. There's zero focus on learning, zero focus on A/B testing. And if you just tested, you see some incrementality across everything you're doing, but they put zero focus on it. So they're not learning and not growing. Also, they don't realize the customer's journey is just not linear. If you put an item in your email, let's say I'm selling a camera, a digital DSLR camera, and no one bought that DSLR camera I put in the email. Instead, I saw that they did buy Logitech webcam, and they bought a microphone, and they bought speakers, they bought a tripod, whatever it is. Well, the path of the customer is not linear. Just because you put an item in this email doesn't mean that it was very linear that they're going to buy that item. I'd love for that to happen all the time. That's where the segmentation and personalization comes in. But many times the path is just not linear. They're in the mood to buy something. They got your email. They're going to go buy whatever they're interested in. They got reminded of something, you name it. So it's not linear. You can't connect the dots all the time. So therefore, that's at that point is where they start saying, oh, it's terrible. It doesn't work, right? Well, the path is just not linear. Finally, it's also not as sexy as social media. Social media is in everyone's face. Everyone loves it. TikTok's growing. Instagram's growing. Everyone loves these platforms. Everyone sees faces. They see real humans behind it. They see real emotions. And that's great. It's a great platform. Don't get me wrong. But email is just not as sexy as it. Yet it does a lot more. So they say, oh, you know what? Let's put our focus and efforts on social media. And there's a strategy for that. We have tons of strategies for that. But that's why brands fail at email SMS. They let it go and they kind of don't focus on it. And they use it as kind of this sounding board where they're just talking at people and blasting emails out, not learning, not doing anything, and because it's just not sexy, or they project their own experience on others. But here's the key part.